guys, it's Simmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and this is the Wrestling Wrap-Up. A handful of news brought to you in one easy-to-watch video, but not only are we doing news on this video, on this podcast, on this episode, excuse me, try not to burp into the microphone, but I'll also be doing my Clash at the Castle predictions for tomorrow. Tomorrow is WWE Clash at the Castle. WWE AEW fan says, are you doing Clash at the Castle Worlds Collide and All Out predictions? Well, we already did our All Out predictions. If you watched our what's it called Dynamite review, I did those at the end of our Dynamite review this week. I'm doing Clash at the Castle predictions today, which my All Out predictions will go up this afternoon. I'm pulling them off of that and posting this. Yeah. Then the Clash at the Castle predictions will also go up this afternoon. And then tomorrow, I will be posting my Worlds Collide predictions. I think the Worlds Collide predictions I will have post right after Clash at the Castle when we do the review of all that. So it's a Saturday afternoon video. But with that, as far as today's episode of the Wrestling Wrap-Up does go, talk about one AEW wrestler that, wanted his release and they said no. Another AEW wrestler who just recently looks like they had neck surgery, an injury in WWE, some news and notes for Clash at the Castle, and more. So with that, again, if you are watching live, I want to say thank you for watching right here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Or I want to thank you if you're watching or listening later, whether that's youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited or podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. If you are watching live, then you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by either hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, just like Esports Gaming Rules recently did, or you can be like Mr. Bangs You and subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime or access to anybody's Amazon Prime account, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and, actually, hold on. Let's check what those new free games are. Again, I want to tell you guys everything that you can get from this, not just for supporting me, but for helping yourself as well. The free games right now, oh man. Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition, hell yeah. Football Manager 22, hell yeah. Oh, Assassin's Creed, this is the month. You link that Twitch and that Amazon account because you're getting some banger games. Shadow of Mordor, great. Football Manager 22, super fun. Assassin's Creed Origins, phenomenal game. You also get some smaller games like Defend the Rock, The Dig, which I found really fun. We the Revolution. I know people that played that and liked it. I never played that. And there's some others as well. But I mean, Shadow of Mordor and Assassin's Creed Origins for free. Yeah, go link your Twitch account to your Amazon account or Amazon Prime account. Claim those free games. Because that right there is enough for you to be like, oh, yeah. But then you also get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribed right here. Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Right here. Also, on the flip side, if you are watching on YouTube, you can help us over there as well by hitting that join button down below to become a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. You can also get all of that, but more directly support us by heading over to patreon.com/PW Unlimited. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether that is a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming one of the free games, or you're buying bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, or Rumbleverse. Yes, the new wrestling battle royale Rumbleverse also has Twitch Store integration. So when you're getting some of them skins for that game, whether you're getting the new race car driver skin, whether you're getting that unicorn head, there's a code, and I got to fix that because it goes off way too fast. There's a code, and that code is PW Unlimited. Use creator code PW Unlimited for all Epic Store and Epic Games purchases. And you'll be directly supporting us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and it doesn't cost you any extra money. I do want to say thank you to everybody that did use our code for Fortnite during the time when John Cena was in Fortnite and available to purchase, and during the Dragon Ball Z stuff as well. During that time period, we did see a number of you guys actually use our code for Fortnite. So now Rumbleverse is out there. Everyone's playing Rumbleverse. You want to look cool in that game? Use code PW Unlimited. You'll be supporting us, whether that's on your PC, in your Epic Games Store, or the launchers for Rumbleverse, Fortnite, and Rocket League on your PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. But with that, we've got wrestling to talk about. We've got a packed show-ish. Let's jump right in. First off, we need to talk about AEW wrestler that's actually asked for their release. And let me 1 second. The link that I had here is no longer working. I got to go find this manually now. Give me 1 quick second. Here we go. So there's 2 stories here, technically, but I think they go hand in hand. So Dave Meltzer wrote in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, quote, "There was at least one person who asked for their release." This is within AEW, "which hasn't been granted, and the person has a long time left on his deal." Now, last night actually, Raj Giri of Wrestling Inc. tweeted out the following. "I heard an AEW star requested their release, and follow-up sources indicate it was Malachi Black. He reportedly has repeatedly shown concern about his mental health due to personal life and demoralization due to the booking and handling of his character." Now, I don't know if Geary and Meltzer are talking about the same thing here, but I would assume one and the same. But regardless, Raj Giri is reporting that Malachi Black has reportedly asked for his release, wants out of WWE, or AEW. And then when we go back to the Meltzer report, he says the person has a long time left on his deal. Well, if we think about who's got a long time left on their deals in All Elite Wrestling, well, that's Malachi Black. Malachi Black, to my knowledge, Malachi Black is one of the longest signed guys in the company, as far as like his contract goes all the way to 2027. And there's maybe 1 or 2 other guys that I know of that their contract is that long. So with Meltzer saying he's got a long time left on his deal, again, that quote was, that person has a long time left on his deal. So with that thinking, that knowledge, that thought process, gotta be Malachi Black. Malachi may actually want out of All Elite Wrestling. Now, I know he's posted a couple of things on his Tumblr as well. I don't know if any of that is connected, so I'm not going to read any of that. Some people were like, hey, this sounds like somebody that wants out. This sounds like somebody that wants to leave AEW and da-da-da-da-da. So we'll see what's what. But as of right now, it does look like Malachi Black does want out of All Elite Wrestling, but still has till 2027 to work his contract, and he's not going to get it. Seems like he's not going to get that release. But as we move forward, I do want to quickly hit on a injury within NXT. According to Dave Meltzer, on the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer does report that Roderick Strong is currently dealing with some sort of an injury, as Meltzer wrote up, quote, "The Diamond Mine has remained a big part of WWE NXT's weekly TV, with a main focus of late being their growing descent with Roderick Strong. It was reported that there was supposed to be an angle involving Strong and Diamond Mine this past Tuesday, but it had to be delayed due to a Strong injury. Strong did cause a distraction during Tuesday's trios match between Diamond Mine and Gallus when he wanted to show Damon Kemp a video on his phone to help support his point he was making earlier on why they should trust him and not the Creeds and this and that. Kemp then stomped on the phone. Joe Coffey took advantage. And there we go. The Gallus crew did defeat Diamond Mine. But there was supposed to be more to this angle. There was supposed to be more in this, I guess you could say, distraction. But they couldn't because Roddy is currently injured. Now, as far as the injury to Roderick Strong, that was not stated. The severity was not stated. And how long it could keep him out of action was also not mentioned. So we will follow this story. If we do hear anything further on Roderick Strong dealing with some sort of an injury, we don't know what yet, though. We'll have it for you right here. Moving on to story number 3. We got 3 quick hits as far as people maybe or maybe not being a Clash at the Castle. First off, Ronda Rousey. So it had been previously reported that Ronda Rousey was going to appear at Clash at the Castle, but not have a match. Yet, it looks like that has changed, as according to Dave Meltzer. In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Meltzer states that that is no longer the case as of midweek. He states that as of midweek, Rousey was no longer scheduled to be traveling to the United Kingdom. Some were under the impression that maybe she would get involved in the Shayna Baszler, Liv Morgan SmackDown Women's title match, leading to her getting a shot at the title, or maybe a triple threat or something with her and Shayna, but that's no longer happening. She's no longer traveling to the UK, and so she's not going to be involved at all with Clash at the Castle. She will be on SmackDown tonight. Not going to say any spoilers, but she will be on SmackDown tonight. That was filmed last week, but she's not going to be in Cardiff. As far as who will be in Cardiff, though, we do know of 2 WWE, I guess you could say, personalities that will be in Cardiff. First off, Paul Heyman. According to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, he says Paul Heyman is currently in Cardiff. It is unknown if Paul Heyman will actually be accompanying Roman Reigns to the ring at Clash at the Castle, but Heyman was brought to Cardiff, Wales, and we'll see exactly what kind of role he plays on the show tomorrow as Roman Reigns defends the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship against former champion Drew McIntyre. Finally, we also do know that Beth Phoenix is Cardiff bound, or already in Cardiff, as last night, yesterday afternoon, posted a photo, just a simple photo, and actually I'm going to pull the photo up here on the screen, of her hand and her husband Edge's hand. Posted this photo on her social media of the two of them, on an airplane. And where would they be going if they're on an airplane together? Well, where Edge needs to be tomorrow, Cardiff, Wales. So it seems as if Beth has traveled to Cardiff with Edge. Does that mean that Beth gets involved in the tag match tomorrow with Rhea lingering at ringside? Good chance. Very, very good chance. Also, why did that play again? My bad. So those are just some news and notes on who could and couldn't and won't and will not be in Cardiff tomorrow. Speaking of wrestlers traveling over to the UK, Liv Morgan is already in Cardiff, Wales, and she gave an interesting interview, I guess you could say, or she said something interesting in an interview with metro.co.uk about, I guess you can call it, as she said, a secret Hollywood project. Liv Morgan stated the following: I have a special surprise coming up as far as acting that I cannot say anything about. I cannot give you a clue without it being very obvious. But there is some news coming out very, very, very soon that that is a literal dream come true. I'm sure if you think about it hard enough, you can figure it out. Now, while discussing other dream roles that she would have liked to play, Morgan said, quote, "There's so many roles I would love to play right now that are already done that I missed my generation. I would love to play Harley Quinn. I'd love to play Barbie. Those two ships have sailed. Maybe when I'm 50, I'll still look incredible, and I'll finally be able to reprise my dream roles. So when she says, if you think hard enough about it, you could figure it out, I have no clue. I have no clue what this acting job that Liv Morgan has gotten could be. She's like, quote, I'm sure if you think about it hard enough, you can figure it out. Nope. Not at all. I can't figure it out as well. At all. I have no clue. But I thought I saw something. Let me see if I can find it here on oh, I knew I saw. Okay. I know what it is. I'm 99% sure now I know what it is. Probably just finished filming for the new show Chucky. Chucky, which season 2 is coming soon, actually just finished filming like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. She had talked about wanting to be on that show last year when that show, the first season, was airing. So and I want to give credit to, I saw this on Corey David on Twitter, who said she got the Chucky spot. That's what it's got to be. Because last year she kept talking about how she would love to be on that show. Season 2 is coming. They just wrapped filming of that show. So, as I want to say, it was last week they finished filming. Hold on. Why can't I find? Let's see. It was last week, I believe. I know Jennifer Tilly, who plays Tiffany, tweeted out about finishing filming, wrapping season 2. Here we go. Jennifer Tilly last week tweeted out, this was August 29th. Today is my last day filming Chucky. Let's go. And Chucky season 2 comes out October 10th. So, good chance Liv Morgan is going to be in the new season of Chucky, which I really enjoy the show. I thought season 1 ended kind of soft to where the finale of season 1 was probably, in my opinion, the low point of the season. But I get why it was, because it was basically saying the show's not over. There's more coming in season 2. But I thought, especially, like, if you like horror stuff, go watch Chucky. Chucky on Sci-Fi was great. I thought the season finale fell a little flat, but when you really think about it, it wasn't supposed to be this like full super story over thing, because we knew a season 2 was coming, and it's basically of, you think it's over, but it ain't really over. Ha ha ha. More to come. So, but yeah, Chucky season 2, it's coming. October 5th. I said 10th. Let me 1 second. There's 2 different things here saying 2 different things. According to Entertainment Weekly, Killer Doll returns to the USA Network and Sci-Fi October 5th. October 5th. So yeah, good chance Liv Morgan is going to be in the new season of Chucky. And now I'm like, I'm an idiot for not even thinking of that on my own. Duh. She talked so much last year about wanting to be on that show and would love to get a role. Now, I don't know how big of a role she could have got, but congratulations. And the last news story we're going to talk about before we get into Clash at the Castle and all that kind of stuff and the predictions and this and not. Well, it looks like one AEW star actually underwent neck surgery. And I'm going to take... How should I throw these up on the screen? Give me 1 second, because basically Kyle O'Reilly posted on his Instagram without actually saying it that he had neck surgery. Let me see something really fast. The easiest way, throw all these images. There's 3 images we got to look at. Now, for some reason, I can't even find where I saved them to. Give me one quick second, guys. What the heck? Maybe Oh, that's why they're not opening. I didn't save them properly from... When you save an image from Twitter, sometimes you have to like go back in and you have to change the extension, the dot, JPEG or PNG. And sometimes on Twitter, it'll post .png_large. And when that happens, nothing wants to open it. So let me resave the images here. And we can pull them up on the screen and talk about it. Then if I open them this way, boom, 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 open. There we go. All right, now we're good. All right. All right. So, final news story here. Kyle O'Reilly actually teased on his his Instagram, that he has undergone neck fusion surgery. Kyle O'Reilly posted 3 different images on his Instagram story, which are gone now, which are no longer up. But he first posted this one that says, neck surge. Then the second image of this one, him in a hospital bed, stating, eating a spoon of pea butter for my health. Also, if you actually saw the actual Instagram story, Alive by Pearl Jam was playing. And then there's this one. Neck Fusion for Honda Fusion. Neck Fusion for not Honda Fusion, Ford Fusion. I'm an idiot. Ford Fusion. So they posted these 3 images, which is now led to people to believe that Kyle O'Reilly has undergone neck fusion surgery. Now, Kyle O'Reilly himself hasn't just said it. He hasn't said, hey, I had neck surgery. But he said it without actually saying it. Now, as far as neck fusion surgery does go, usually, if all goes according to plan, a normal person can be back to normal everyday activities 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes even quicker with neck fusion surgery. So hopefully Kyle O'Reilly does not miss too much time away from All Elite Wrestling after having the surgery. He had talked for a couple of months now about, being very sore and having to go see a doctor and this and that, and basically chalked it up to not one specific injury itself, but just wear and tear after being in wrestling for 17 years. So hopefully Kyle O'Reilly can return soon. Hopefully he can recover with no problems. He's good to go. We already know that the Undisputed Elite, or whatever they're going to be called, is down a man with Bobby Fish no longer with AEW. So it's just Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, if they go that direction of keeping those 2 together. But before we get into our Clash at the Castle predictions, I do want to talk about the sponsor of this video. Sponsor of this video is Wrestling Vintage. Yes, Wrestling Vintage. Wrestling Vintage is a new company that is actually here for you guys with cool, and I mean cool, wrestling themed soccer jerseys, or as they call them, football jerseys. Wrestling Vintage has jerseys themed for a number of different wrestlers, as you see on the screen here. They've got the Nature Boy Ric Flair. They've got Rest in Peace The Undertaker, Bite Back Stone Cold Steve Austin, No Fear Roddy Piper, Latino Heat Eddie Guerrero, and so many more. I'm going to say right now, these jerseys are very comfy, And right now, especially here in Central California, where it's just been hot as hell, they breathe so nicely. Like, these are great to wear in warm weather because they breathe so well. I've got the Stone Cold, Ric Flair, and British Bulldog ones. They all look very cool. They're very comfortable. And again, I think they're great to wear when it's super hot like it is right now. I mean, this weekend, it's supposed to be no cooler than 110 degrees. It was 106 yesterday. And I was wearing one of these outdoors at my son's football practice. And I was like, man, feeling good. And, it breathes really well. The air flows through the shirt and the jersey really good. So I would recommend these wholeheartedly. And if you want to get your own wrestling-themed soccer jersey or football jersey, then head over to WrestlingVintage.com. And for our listeners only, use code PWU10 to get 10% off of your purchase. Again, that is code PWU10 when you are buying any of these cool wrestling jerseys at Wrestling Vintage. I mean, they've got stuff for Bam Bam Bigelow, Mankind, The Ultimate Warrior, Junkyard Dog, Rob Van Dam, and so many more. But as we move forward here, we got to talk about tomorrow night's Clash at the Castle. Actually, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, September 3rd, from Cardiff, Wales, Principality Stadium, is WWE Clash at the Castle. So far, and I think no other matches are to be announced. 6 matches have been announced for Clash at the Castle. So let's run them all down, and I'll give you my predictions on who I think could be walking out victorious. First off, we do know that Edge will be teaming up with Rey Mysterio, with Dominic in their corner, and maybe Beth, because she flew to Cardiff, against the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, with Rhea Ripley in their corner. Now, this is a tough one. This is a very tough one for me, actually, because I don't know who to go with. But if I'm going to say who would benefit more from this, I'm going to say Judgment Day. I'm going to say Judgment Day picks up the victory. As we move forward, we have a 6-woman tag team match as the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, will be teaming with Alexa Bliss and Asuka to take on the team of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. Here's my prediction. I'm going to take this prediction and I'm going to flip it with an extra layer. I'm going to say the heels win, Bayley, Dakota, and Io, but they win with Bayley pinning Bianca instead of Bianca's next challenger. Bayley's going to go, not only did we win, but I pinned you. Ha 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 ha. And now I want a shot at your belt, your Raw Women's Championship. That's my prediction. Not only does Bayley, Dakota, and Io win, but Bayley pins Bianca to set up the next challenger for the belt. Also, we do know that Matt Riddle, yes, he's got his first name back, Matt Riddle, will be taking on Seth freaking Rollins. Now, before I get into the predictions, I want to say Triple H actually talked about giving Matt Riddle his first name back in his Ariel Helwani interview. He said, we went hyper real with the promo on Monday. And if you're going to go that hyper real, then why not give the guy his first name back since he's already got one to make it even more real that you're calling him Matt Riddle? There we go. That's basically why Riddle got his first name back, because Triple H wanted to make everything seem super real. Super real. Hyper real, as he called it. But as far as who picks up the victory here, it's another tough one. I'm going to say Seth Rollins. I'm going to say Seth freaking Rollins. I mean, I would have preferred it to be Riddle, but there's just something, and I'm going with my gut on this one. Like, if I was predicting on a fan who I want to see win, Riddle, but there's just something in my gut. Something in my gut telling me Seth wins. I don't know why, but there's just something grabbing at me saying Seth is winning and then moving on to something bigger. In our first of 3 championship title matches, Gunther will be teaming up, or will be defending the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus. I think this is going to be a tremendous, hard-hitting match where Gunther, in the end, retains the Intercontinental Championship. I think Gunther retains the title. with the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Liv Morgan will be defending against Shayna Baszler, where I think they keep the title on Liv, and then they build up to Liv and Ronda again. Ronda's not going to be a Clash at the Castle, but they could start that build next week on SmackDown. But I think Liv does retain the title. And finally, in the main event for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, it's Roman Reigns, 2-year champ, defending against Drew McIntyre. And boy, is this a hard one. Like, there's a lot of hard ones to predict. I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm going to say Drew. I'm going to say Drew gets his moment in Cardiff. Drew wins the title. Catch what I said there? Title. I think Drew only walks out with the WWE Championship. I think Drew walks out with only one belt. I don't know how they get to there because this is not a spoiler, but it's kind of a spoiler for tonight's SmackDown, but it isn't. They don't say anything on SmackDown tonight to allude to that. It's only one title, but I have a feeling that something's going to end up happening where Heyman's like, no. Only one title was on the line. That's just my prediction. That Drew wins, but in the end only gets the WWE Championship and Roman remains Universal Champion. With that, guys, that is everything we do know for tomorrow's Clash at the Castle premium live event. Again, it is starting very early here in the United States, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Clash at the Castle will be tomorrow, and then afterwards, I'll be doing a review on it live right here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. But with that, guys, that is going to wrap up the wrap up. I want to say thank you to everybody that did watch live. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, or everyone that watched later, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Lanid, I hope I said that right. Lananishta in the chat says, did you get some Wyatt news? Did I say I was getting some Wyatt news? No. Triple H basically said, well, Triple H in his Ariel Helwani interview basically said Bray Wyatt is difficult to work with, but sometimes difficult is fun. That's the only news we got on Bray. Because Ariel's like, let me give you some names and tell me if they're coming back or not. And one was Bray Wyatt, and he goes, Bray's an interesting person. Bray is crazy creative, but at times can be difficult. But difficult can be fun. So that's all we got on Bray. Bray coming back? Who the fuck knows? Nobody knows. I'd like for Bray to come back. We got no news on Bray Wyatt because there is no news on Bray Wyatt. And I like how people tried to take what Triple H said in his interview with Ariel Helwani and try to turn it into news on their website. It's not. It's not at all news. Basically, he was asked, Sasha Banks, can she return? He goes, you know what? The communication there is not all that great right now. And the big question is, does she want to return? Is what he said, basically. He's like, she's going to do what she wants to do. And she's got many different options. He was asked Braun Strowman. And he basically skated around to that one and was like, when Braun first showed up at the PC, I knew he was built for this business. He was then asked who was the third one? Now I can't remember. Because it was Braun. It was Sasha, Braun, someone. Hold on, let me go to the BT Sports Twitter. BT Sport. BT Sport. Because they posted clips and stuff. Where is it? Why can't I not find it? Is there another BT Sport that I just don't know of? It might be. BT Sport. WWE on BT Sport. Here it is. Let's see. Now I don't even see that tweet. But there was 5 people Ariel Helwani asked him about. It was Braun, Sasha. I'm missing one. Why am I missing one all of a sudden? Why is my mind blanking? It was Braun, Sasha, somebody, Bray, and then The Rock. And he was like, Rock's always busy. He's like, Triple H literally said, me and Rock were supposed to work a program in WrestleMania a few years ago. We shot a video for it and everything, and then The Rock got busy. He's like, so we can plan, try and use The Rock, but then other things may come up where Rock goes, you know, I got to do this instead. No, and everyone in the chat's like, it was The Rock. The Rock. No, it wasn't The Rock. It was Braun, Sasha, Bray, Rock, and there's a 5th, but I can't remember who that 5th is now that he asked him about. Let me see one more thing. Oh, snap. Also, hold on. I'm going to throw this up on the screen for you guys really quickly. Flash of the castle photos. Woo, woo, woo. Look at that. Look at that. That's one big video. Well, not one video screen. That's video screens above the ring. And they're testing out some other graphics. But that's to look like a castle. But those are video screens. How freaking awesome is that? How freaking awesome is that? But anyways, I do want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Or if you're watching later, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or listening on podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. We'll be back live tonight following both Friday Night SmackDown and we'll also be talking about Rampage because it's a live Rampage. It's the final Rampage before the pay-per-view, so we'll be talking Rampage as well. So with that, guys, have a great night, or actually have a great Friday. I'll see you next time.